Yeah, I know I am very, very late with this review.
Taste the rainbow, mother.
How's it going, fellow cinephiles? This is Dominic from Film Overload, the channel where we talk about movies, pop culture, and everything in between. And today I have another superhero related review, and I will be reviewing the follow up to the 2019 film Shazam, and that is Shazam Fury of the Gods. Now, the first Shazam is actually my favorite movie in the DCEU. I thought that they did a really good job with it. I thought it was fun, it was entertaining, and the messages about family and the importance of it, I thought was very nice. So I was looking forward to this follow up movie that just came out this year, and I have to say, it doesn't really hold a candle to the first one. Director David F. Sandberg returns to the sequel, and yes, his hand is all over this one as it was in the first one, but what I didn't like particularly about the sequel was that I thought the story itself was a little bit flat. The first one, and the reason why the first one worked for me, was that the story was super engaging. It was a story about a kid who wanted to just fit in and gets adopted practically, and there's this really big theme about family, and the family theme is still in this sequel, but I didn't really feel it super heavy in this movie, and I think the family element of the first one didn't really carry over into the sequel. Once again, I just want to make clear the family themes are in this sequel, but I wish they would have tapped a little bit more into the family themes. Once again, Zachary Levi returns to the role of Shazam, aka Billy Batson, and I thought that Zachary Levi in this movie was just as charming as he was in the first film. He just completely embodies this character. He really delivers also the majority of the film's humor. No, he just perfectly plays a quirky, cocky, arrogant, but very vulnerable teenager in an adult body. I thought he just completely embodies this character, like I just mentioned. There's just this way that Zachary kind of just portrays this character, and it's just so like intriguing and engaging and just very entertaining, honestly, as well. And through Zachary Levi, you really get the majority of this film's heart, and Zach once again just puts on another really fun and entertaining performance. As far as other characters go, I really did enjoy what they did with Jack Dylan Grazer in this movie. They gave him a lot more to do, and he had a much bigger arc than I was expecting in this movie. And also, like Zachary Levi and Asher Angel, he also supplied a lot of heart into this movie. His character is just funny, he's lovable, he's charming, and now just that good everyday kid. He just wants to do good in his life to be accepted by his peers and those around him. And Jack Dylan Grazer was really solid in this movie. I thought Rachel Zegler was good. She was a little bit underused, I thought, and kind of used as like a plot detail to push the story forward. The rest of the Shazam family I thought was also really entertaining and very charming in this movie as well. Although, once again, just a little bit underused, but I can totally see why, because they really wanted to push that relationship between Asher Angel's character and Jack Dylan Grazer's character. I really thought that the Shazam family was, fun. I wouldn't say great, but they were fun. And, just all the other characters in this movie as well, I thought were just, handled, decently well. Wasn't great, but good. Now, as far as villains, I thought they were the weakest point in this movie, but that's not to knock, Helen Mirren or Lucy Liu's acting ability. I just wish that maybe they were written just a little bit better. I thought they were really lacking something. I don't know what it was, but they were just really lacking something. Their motives were there, but the way they were portrayed to reach those motives just wasn't really quite satisfying or intimidating in that matter. I thought they were just kind of like, there to be a bad guy and not really like an in-depth bad guy, if that makes any sense. There are way worse villains in live action adaptations of DC films out there. I thought they were just a little bit underwhelming, which really put a damper on the overall film. Another really big knock I had on this movie was the oversaturation of humor. there is so many jokes in this movie and a lot of unnecessary jokes in this movie. Just I mean, every single 2 minutes of this movie, there is a joke being tossed around, and that got really old probably about 50 minutes into this movie. From just, stupid kid jokes and teenager jokes, and of course, taste the rainbow, motherfucker! Yeah. As far as pacing goes, the pacing was fine. Nothing too special. There is a couple of moments here and there where it tends to slow down just a little bit for the sake of telling one of those unnecessary jokes. But I did notice that there was a slight, halt sometimes that they'd have to explain a bunch of things, and then it would just kind of slow the pace of the film down just a little bit. I know it's kind of nitpicky, honestly, but I just noticed that the movie moved a little bit too slowly for my personal taste. As far as CGI goes, I thought it was okay. It was good. There were some moments where it looked really solid, and then there were some moments that looked really rough around the edges, but I thought that the CGI held up, honestly, throughout the course of the film. Overall, SHAZAM! Fury of the Gods is a passable sequel. Is it as good as the first film? Absolutely not. I would consider this more of a fun, popcorn flick that you can put on and watch with your family and friends, but if you're looking for some of those more intense and deep superhero movies, this one you might want to pass over. But once again, if you enjoy those fun superhero popcorn turn your brain off type of movies, then you might get a big kick out of this one. So that's it. And guys, if you liked this review and want to see more videos like it, like SHAZAM, electrify that like button. Also hit subscribe while you're at it and turn on the post notifications so that you guys can get notified every single time I post a video. You can follow me on Letterboxd, which is right here. I post all of my movie reviews on Letterboxd as it helps me keep track of movies that I have watched, movies that I haven't watched, and movies that I will watch. And I think you guys would benefit greatly from this app and this website if you are indeed lovers of cinema like myself. As always, guys, happy movie watching. Take care.